So the 3 key ways to weather any storm come out on top. The second way is to endure long enough. Now, this is an interesting quote by Nathan Barry. And actually, the true quote is endure long enough to get noticed. I would like to just stop right there and say, though, endure long enough, okay? It's not to get noticed because you've already built up that massive goodwill. Hopefully you already have your following. By the way, if you're brand new to business, start doing these things. Or if you haven't been doing them, do them now, okay? So that you can start building that foundation. But endure long enough. Now with this one, we want to make sure that when your competitors are dropping like flies because they have not stabilized their business, they have not had a future long plan for it, that's where you come in. Okay, so hopefully you've already created this huge foundation of community, right? But now we got to endure through the storm, right? And there's 3 things. There's like before the storm, right? You got that foundation of community and you're still building it like crazy. Now you got the storm and you're just holding on for dear life. You're enduring. There's another thing at the very end we're going to talk about in a second. But let's talk about this enduring right now. So when COVID-19 happened and all the schools shut down, right? Schools, daycares, childcare centers, preschools, everything shut down. All of a sudden, all of my preschool all-stars were saying, Joy, hello. Whoa, what do we do, right? And I'd already been talking to them throughout this whole thing about what they do, but it was the concept of, okay, guys, we assumed, as you probably did, it would probably be a 1 week, a 2 week, kind of like blip on the radar, right? And we're like, it's probably gonna be a week or 2 to like get back in, but like, we'll get back in. And so what I told them to do was like, stay in communication with your families, go Zoom lives, do Facebook lives, do Zoom meetings, do Zoom buddies where they can partner up different preschool students together so they can still have communication time, do preschool classes online, do all these different things and do it like be live in your Facebook group and have all of your preschool or your childcare families go into your Facebook group so they can hang out there and find the support. Reach out to them when hey, do you guys need masks? Do you guys need this? Like, what are the things you need? Be the resource for them. Be the person, be the rock in the storm. That's what I want you to be during this time, to endure. You have to be the rock that people look to you for advice and for help, and you are solving those problems. So what are the problems that you're going to be having? Is there an echo? Can I have somebody really quick help to see if there's an echo? Oh, good. I think we're good. Okay. So that's the question is they're communicating in your Facebook groups and you're staying connected with everybody, even though they might not be in your center or in your preschool right then, you're doing all your communication. You're still serving them, right? In any way that they need service, you're stepping up to say, I'm there for you, right? And it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if it was outside your preschool or childcare, things that you used to do. Oh no, now we do this, okay? What do you need? We're helping you. Because as soon as this thing is over, right? We're still here. And we've served you this entire time. We're enduring with you, right? We're your rock. And guess where you're going to be as soon as this is over? Right back with us. We're going to be here. We're going to endure. So this brings to mind, though, 2 components, okay? There are 2 components to making sure that you can endure longer than your competitors. So when Nathan Barry says endure long enough to be noticed, to get noticed, I would actually say endure long enough past your competitors, okay? So here's the thing. I'm sure either A, you're experiencing this, or B, you are seeing this around all of your competitors right now. You're seeing people drop like flies, right? I mean, and it's so sad. Businesses drop like flies. Meaning, here is this rock of a childcare center, a preschool that's been in the community for so long, and yet COVID-19 happened, and all of a sudden, boom, where did they go? Like, they just stopped doing anything. They're like, oh, hey, by the way, school's shut down or classes are canceled or whatever it is, right? Childcare's closed, and then you haven't heard from them. What's going on in their world? They are busy in crisis management is what they're doing at that time. And they might just be looking at their own, quote, house, which means their business in that sense of they're looking at their own house and they're saying, whoa, we are not going to, if this lasts too much longer, we're going under. And maybe you're in that situation where you had to have those long looks at your finances and say, what can we cut and what can we, do all these different things to our budget so that we can pull money here and be able to still have something at the end of this, right? But here's the thing. I guarantee you, I don't even know percentages at this point because we haven't come back in the fall yet, but the people who just kind of went off the radar and just said, okay, well, we'll see you back in the fall, right? Weren't communicating to their families, weren't continuing that support, the community, that foundation that they needed to throughout this whole thing. Where are they going to be? A, they are not financially sound enough to be back. Or B, they're going to be looking at this and saying, is it worth it to continue in this business when there is such risk of getting shut down again? Okay, that's what's on your mind, isn't it? Okay, it's on your mind, it's on your competitor's mind. It's saying, can I financially do this? And is it worth it if I get shut down again? So the concept of being shut down again, they have to say, you know what, I've done this for 10 years. I might be ready for a different life change, right? And they literally might just close their schools and never reopen them again, or their centers, yeah? Or they may have been in it only for a year or two and saying, whoa, I don't have enough skin in the game to muster up the courage to go through this next school year, right? Or they're like, hey, I've done it for 20 years. I am done. I'm retiring. I'm putting down, I did a good business. We had a good run and we're going to move on. There are so many of those people, guys, who are in that bucket. So many, like those 3 buckets right there. There are so many people who are questioning whether or not they're going to continue the next year. You have the best opportunity of anyone right now to outlast them, to endure long enough to outlast your competitors. Because they most likely aren't coming back in the fall, okay? Or they're not coming back now, or they're not going to last. They're not going to be able to keep it up, right? The next time they get shut down again, right? Can they do it again? It's because most businesses only operate within, hey, we've got enough cash reserves for 1 month, right? In other words, like literally paycheck to paycheck. Have you been in that situation? Like I have. I literally have been in that situation where I lived paycheck to paycheck. Guess what, guys? I literally did it for every single year of my preschool for 10 years. What? Like I did. Like I didn't think there was any like big issues, right? I was a proponent of like, just if you have the money, cool. Transfer it over to personal. There's your personal income for the month, right? Obviously, if I had kept operating my preschool like that and COVID happened, guess what would have happened? Like I would have been in a world of hurt and I would have been struggling to outlast. So you have to be financially stable, right? Just start today. It doesn't matter if you've never saved a dime in the past. How much can you scrimp and save to put into that reserve savings? That is so crucial right now because you don't know when this is going to happen again. Now, this next part is the emotional component, okay? Can you emotionally handle these absolute like roller coaster ups and downs? That's the other side of it. And I want you to probably, take a little note. It's going to take you some time to think about this. But emotionally, what do you need to do to fix in your life so that you are emotionally sound and you have the emotional reserves, just like financial reserves? You had better have emotional reserves to be able to outlast your competitors as well through all of these crises. Because holy cow, it's going to tap you out like that, as you know, right? So you have to have the emotional reserves built up and the financial reserves. Okay, let's move on to number 3. This one is so good. Are you guys, you got your pens, I'm sure you do. Write these down. Are you ready for this one? Number 3.
If you love today's episode, then you are going to love this. I want to give you a free gift in your hands. This is a copy of my book, Start Your Preschool, and I want to get it to you for free. Yes, I said for free. It is a 300-page book. It'll help you learn the step-by-step process to actually starting your local or your online preschool. Every single step that I walked myself through, as well as the thousands of women who've created their own successful preschools, have gone through the exact steps listed in this book. Not to mention, I also share 20 amazing women's stories. So you can see how not only did it work for me, but it works for amazing women just like you as well. I want to get you this free copy. Just go to freepreschoolbook.com or click the link in the description and we'll get it to you today. Again, just go to freepreschoolbook.com and we'll get it right to you.